Oh god, my hair is terrible. Okay, so we're here for another episode, and what are we doing in this episode? In this episode, we have Kate, who is trying on some bee suits, for fashion, because why not? It might be the new thing. Oh, there's a bee here.
Nice.
So let's see, now I gotta do the plot. The plot is important. Okay, so what happened here? I'm gonna walk around. All right, so several weeks ago, I took a split from this big hive, and it was actually doing so well, so I put the split over to this end right here. And the split was doing so well that I actually split the split. So now we have two queens. We have one queen in this box, and then the split of the split went into this box. And so two queens hatched, two colonies got started, everything was perfect. But of course, just like the squirrel, stuff doesn't really always go to plan. The queen that was in this split of the split somehow went missing. She disappeared after laying a couple of frames of brood, and I don't know what happened to her. She was just gone. So they made a new queen, the tiniest queen that I've ever seen. So what we will do is replace her because they haven't had a proper queen in here for a while, and the colony might collapse if that happens. So this came in the mail this morning. These queens are from Barnyard Bees, David of Barnyard Bees, one of my favorite YouTube channels that I watch. And here is our new Majesty. She is an Italian queen, so I'm gonna find an Italian name for her. Pizza, lasagna. Italians are supposedly more gentle and productive than the Russian bees. So I'm excited to try that out, though they're not as disease resistant. Bolognese, well, it's not really queen names. Anyway, so she has a blue dot on her because 2020 queens are marked with a blue dot. There's a different color dot for every year, just to keep track of the queens. And she comes with a couple of nurse bees in here. Now, this cage is plugged with a candy plug, which the workers will chew out. It'll take them about 3 to 5 days or so to release her. And by that time, we hope they'll have accepted the new queen over the old one, which we will dispose.
Oh, like we just find it and...
Now, of course, for this to work, we have to find the old queen first. And unlike in the United States, when you're not fit for office, you get removed from office.
How do you know what's the queen? Who's the queen?
She walks around with swag.
Oh.
Like she walks around the frame owning the frame. Like chill. So there is the tiny replacement queen that they made. She was, she's not much bigger than a regular bee. So, and you can see, this colony has no eggs anywhere in it, and they're really close to collapsing. They need some young bees to come in. This is an empty frame other than honey and pollen. So what we're gonna do is, hello work bee, we're going to, now how are we gonna get her? Pick her up gently. So here she is, tiny, tiny, tiny queen, and I would have liked to give her a chance just to see if it could work out, but this colony is already weak and we might lose the entire colony if we don't replace the queen. So you know what? It's done. So here's the new queen, and there's all this sugar in here which these guys are now going to chew through to get her out. And hopefully by the time they get to her, they will have accepted her as their new queen, and she's going to come right out of there and start laying and hopefully save this colony.
Do they like to be close together, the frames?
If the frames are not very close together, they'll build wax and whatever in there to make use of this space. They only leave us enough space for a bee to pass. Oh. So this hive will be very disorganized with comb if we don't do this. All right, they're a little bit upset, but can you blame them? Probably not. And doing all sorts of exciting fanning actions, probably missing their old queen. All right, Kate, we need a joke for the audience.
You're beautiful.
Oh my God. So this here is Betty. Betty was born on the day that my mom's birthday is, so she's called Betty after my mom. She is the sister queen of the one that we just took out who wasn't doing so hot. So this is the other part of that split, and they're doing much better. They have about 3 frames of brood going at this point, which they should. This frame they built from the ground, and then the main frame is already hatched out. So you can see here, most of these have hatched out, and this is also laid full. So Betty is crushing it.
Yeah. Very fertile.
Look at that. But that's why you want to diversify. Some experiments work, some don't. We still don't have a name for the new queen we put in. We gotta come with something good that's in Italian. Like
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we call her Tiramisu?
Really?
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, we're gonna.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, I like it. I like
wow.
it. It has coffee in it. I like coffee. It's a dessert. Honey is sweet. Maybe we gotta make some honey tiramisu. I don't know if that's a thing. But all right, it should be called tiramisu.
Wow.
All right. Excellent. I think I'm done. Well, what else do we have to say? Is there anything else we gotta say? Any other bee jokes?
Oh, no, Tim.
Yeah,
I have a question.
All right.
I heard that bees can smell fear, like human fear, when
Oh.
they attack you. Is that true?
Yeah, I briefly looked into that on the internet. There's lots of things on the internet, but I don't think there's any data for bees being able to detect fear. They can detect rapid motions and they'll fly for things moving quickly, but I don't think they can smell if you're afraid.
Okay, good to know. That is a myth buster.
All right, 5 days later. As you can tell, my hair is still pretty terrible. Trump's still president. We're still locked down in COVID. But hopefully Her Majesty Tiramisu is no longer locked down in her queen cage, because the workers will by now have gotten used to her smell, chewed through the candy plug that was barricading her cage, gotten her out, and she should have been starting to lay some eggs at this point. So I'm excited to check into this hive and see how she's doing. They have actually not been able to go through the entire candy plug there. So what we'll do now is manually release this queen. Not a big deal. Put her here, and there she goes. Welcome to your new home, Tiramisu. Took a little longer. Let's see how they react. Are you gonna ball her up? No. They seem to be liking her. If they didn't accept her, they'd be making a ball on her right now and trying to kill her. Oh, is she already laying an egg? She's powerless in this situation. She can do absolutely nothing but submit to them. Now this is what a good queen acceptance looks like. Look at that. They're all tending to her. They're not on top of her, balling her down or trying to sting her. She's just saying hi. Isn't that amazing? Wow. All right. I would call that a success. So let's just see how this hive does. It was at the brink of collapse. They had very few bees in here at this point. This is one of 3 frames of bees. And they really, really needed a functional queen. And so I hope she's gonna start out strong. Good night, guys.